Huh. This is Jeremiah. Fuck, this is Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. You know? Ask yourself now and see, can a man go into labor as as of a woman? The obvious answer is no. Right? But how come you see every man with his hands upon his loins? Like a woman in travail, man. That's about to be in labor. Because you see, that's how terrible the time is, man. You know? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it, man. It's never gonna be a time, such a time that's about to take place, man. A time of serious trouble. Never before seen. You can think of all the worst times in human history. Slavery, shit, the bubonic plague. The whole world's gonna be a turmoil, man. It's gonna be hell on earth, man. Hell on earth. And then the missiles, man. World War III. Like when you look at shit like The Last of Us, the video game, and the TV show also, or The Walking Dead, like shit like that, man. It's like damn, like they go in depth of how life would actually be, man. How society would be just be in turmoil, man. No more partying and bullshitting. Everything is shut down. People are turned to cannibals. People turn crazy. The iniquity shall abound. The love of many shall wax cold. It's a very selfish time. People turning against each other. They show you in the movie, The Road. People plotting against each other, scheming. Scheming against each other. You know what I'm saying? Showing, and no fear, man. It's like, literally the only one that's gonna believe is the elect, man. That's what our Lord said when he come, shall he find faith on earth, man. And yet he's gonna find it only amongst the elect. The elect are rare, man. Shall he find faith upon the face of the earth, man? Because everybody's just gonna submit, to Esau, man. And Esau's gonna utilize the chaos, which he gonna manufacture and bring. Order ab chaos, which means order out of chaos. He gonna bring forth the chaos to force you to make a decision, man. Out of fleshly impulses, man. Out of fear, out of hunger, out of discomfort, man. It's gonna be a discomforting time. You're gonna be going homeless. So you might lose your home. You might lose this. You might lose that. Scriptures tell us to become, pilgrims upon the face of the earth, man. You know? So, you know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord builds us up now, man. Because, you know what I'm saying, to take place, what's going to happen, man? You know? Believe you me, man. We're going to need the Lord in them times, man. More than ever. And the Lord going to be with his, you know what I'm saying, his chosen, man. His election. Those that's putting in the work. You know? Those that's believing. You know? Those that's, fearing Yahweh Shem outside, man. Those that's in on the secret. You know? Those individuals. The Lord's going to, you know what I'm saying, guide them and protect them and lead those who are young also, man. You know? You may got, you know what I'm saying, your family, your woman that don't believe. Hey, man, she's sanctified because of you. You know? Your little ones. Or, you might not even be with your little ones. You know what I'm saying? You might be, divorced from your woman. However, reason why y'all separated, But the Lord protect your kids, right? Your woman may be a demon. Hey, fuck her, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord might just destroy her, man. And, protect your little ones, man. The Lord said, that he going to gently lead those that are young. And the time is going to come. I'll get that real quick. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's Isaiah 10:20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Holy One of Israel. In truth, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power, man. Yeah, man. You know how we got to rely upon Esau for the walk of all things. Now, the time's coming to where we don't got to rely upon no more, man. Rely upon him that smote us, man. Who's the one that's smoting us? Esau, Edom. A slave master. He's constantly smiting you. He smites you day by day, man. You gotta get up. Clock in for work. That's the whip, man. Smiting you. Get your ass up. You gotta pay bills. That's the whip. Smiting you, man. You gotta. You're behind on bills. That's the whip again. So smiting you. Esau pull you over. You know what I'm saying? Just fucking with you. That's the whip. Smiting you again. You're seeing people getting killed off. day by day by police. That's the whip. Smiting you, getting, mistreated. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you are. you know, you get, you don't get certain privileges, compared to, Esau. That's the whip smiting you, man. Telling you to fucking know your place. You know what I'm saying? You Negro, you know, Hispanic, man, Native American, man, know your place, nigga. Constantly being smitten, man. Suffering poverty, being placed in ghettos and, Section 8, curses. Well, it's like, the curses from the Lord, but, Esau capitalized off the curses, man. Church, liquor store, barbershop, smiting you, man. Thug culture that he introduced. You know what I'm saying? He dropping off, crates of artillery, artillery in the middle of, Jake Hoods and shit. Fucking kill each other off. That's the whip smiting you, man. We saw no more stay upon him that smites us, man. He gotta give you, a license to drive. He has to license you to drive a car. He has to give you social security numbers. All this shit. Credit. If you got bad credit, you can't buy this, you can't do that. That's the whip smiting you, man. You can't even get a house or an apartment, if your credit is not at a certain amount. That credit shit's bullshit, man. That's the whip smiting you. You know what I'm saying? We shall no more stay upon him that smote us, man. But rather stay upon the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Let's watch, man. It's gonna be no more Wi-Fi, no more internet, no more amusement, no more ESPN, no more sports and shit, sports betting, no more video games. This is gonna be you and the elements, man. And your relationship with Yahweh Shemiah Shai. A lot of jigs is just going. Man, they got no relationship with the Lord, man. A lot of jigs is gonna be them and the elements, man. And the Lord gonna just devour them, man. 2/3 of our people. 2/3 of our people, man. The Lord gonna destroy you niggas, man. I'm saying, hey, fear the Lord, man. This is why the Lord sent for the prophets out here, man. Before the prophecies take place. You fear Yahweh by Shemiah Shai. I'm saying, fear the Lord, man. I'm saying, now it's high time to wake out of sleep. Now it's high time, man. You gotta fear the Lord, man. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped, of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh Shemiah Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth, man. We'll stay upon the Lord in truth, man. I can't wait for them times, man. No more, you know what I'm saying, you gotta worry about bills and shit, you gotta worry about getting up for work. You're just gonna be dodging danger, and then, you know what I'm saying, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, like the book of Eli, man. The Lord was with him every step of the way. He was blind, man. Blind man dodging bullets and shit, taking them out, you know what I'm saying? The angels was guiding him, man. ducking and weaving, the Lord gonna be with us, man. You know, the Lord gonna have you merry in great abundance, man. Second Ezra chapter 2, man. This is why we do the work that we do now, because in them times, that's cashing in time. That's not our time to worry, man. We cashing in. Now it's time to work, man. Now it's time to grind, man. Like, you can't believe how bad it's gonna be when you got nothing to cash in for in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. We have no defense. The Lord's not gonna defend you. The Lord's not gonna protect you. The Lord's not gonna hear you. He's not gonna defend you. What are you gonna do, man? I'm saying, what are you gonna do, man? It's gonna be nothing but like you're just gonna be offing yourself, man. It shows you that in the last of us, man, it was a lot of suicides happening. You know, because shit was too hard. You had no hope, no faith. Like, man, The Last of Us is grim, man. It's terrible, man. Getting eaten alive, you know what I'm saying, Fearful times, man. I'm saying, gruesome times that happen. But if you ain't the spirit and power of Yahweh outside, in them times, you're gonna be asked out, man. Come, man. That's right. Isaiah 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord Yahweh outside while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return unto the Lord Yahweh outside, and he will have mercy upon him. For he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Said the Lord Yahweh outside. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. And seek the Lord while he may be found, man. You got Jake putting off from day to day, you know what I'm saying? How about Shemi outside? Okay, well, we'll see how that's going to work for you, man. The Lord's not playing, man. See, the time is running out, man. And now it's hard time to wake out of sleep. Now is that time, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pray, have a healthy fear of the